Golf Central on YouTube, brought to you by Apex Irons from Callaway.
Hi, I'm Amy Rogers, and this is your Golf Central update. The USGA and RNA have decided to modernize the rules regarding amateur golf as golf's governing bodies attempt to simplify the definition of an amateur. This is one of the final steps of a process that goes all the way back to 2017. As you might imagine, this is important for the student athletes playing college golf. Here are the acts that will result in a golfer losing their amateur status: accepting a prize that is not allowed under prizes rule, playing as a professional, accepting payment for giving instruction, and accepting employment as a golf club professional. Steve Burkowski joined Golf Today to discuss.
The big takeaway for me, finally, we now see NCAA rules and the USGA regulations for amateur golfers. They're pretty much on a level playing field. Covering this part of the game for a couple of decades, you'd always run across a situation where someone might be eligible under NCAA guidelines, yet it might not apply to the USGA amateur rules. You guys just touched on the changes. They're simple. They're easy to understand. And I think moving forward, you can sort of go hand in hand that college golfers and amateur golfers, they are pretty much now the same thing. I think that is huge moving forward, that there's not that ambiguous nature of you might be eligible for one and not the other. Starting in January of 2022, that won't be the case any longer. And I think it's a wonderful decision by the USGA, RNA, and all those involved with the decision making.
Steve, why now? Why the announcement now, late in 2021?
I think they need to. I think it was a long time coming. This has been about a 3 to 4 year process, Shane, and we see college sports changing from top to bottom. We see the world changing from top to bottom. And I think you come into the situation that I recall at USGA championships when we had the contract the first go around in the mid 2000s and early 2010s, that you would see so many of these international players having success because there were federations, there were golfing unions that subsidized them. We didn't see that here in America. They basically said, if you're not a college golfer, you're sort of on your own. So if you truly want to grow the game moving forward, this is a wonderful opportunity for maybe some kids, young men and women across the board that didn't have the financial resources. Those rules are gone. You can now get money from just about anywhere to help chase a dream, to play some competitive golf. But big picture, Shane, everything has changed in this world. And in this particular instance, I think it was much needed to make it simpler, easier, to modernize it. And I think moving forward, it's going to open the doors for a lot more players that didn't have the opportunities.
Here's a look at some of the key rule changes that will be made, distinguishing between scratch and handicap competition in terms of prizes accepted. This prize rule only applies to tee to hole competitions and not events like long drive or putting tournaments. And most importantly, for college athletes, the governing bodies are eliminating all advertising, expense-related, and sponsorship restrictions, so golfers can now profit from their name, image, and likeness. Well, Patty Tavatanakit caught everyone's attention in early April at the Chevron Championship. All 4 rounds under 70, her 18 under, just a stroke short of the tournament record. And of course, she celebrated with that jump in Poppy's Pond. This week, she was named the Louise Suggs Rolex Rookie of the Year with 2 events still remaining on the season. And she joined Shane Bacon and Damon Hack on Golf Today.
It's something, I feel like I've overachieved so much this year. Starting the year off with finishing in the top 10 at Lake Nona, felt like my game was in a good place. But, looking back, I didn't really think that I was going to be a major champion and play good in all majors this year and get a Rookie of the Year award. It's basically a dream come true, and it's something I didn't expect on achieving this fast.
Patty, distance remains king in this sport. You're 7th on the LPGA this year in driving distance. How much is distance a focus of yours in your training, your prep, your approach to certain tournaments?
I feel like at the beginning of this season, I focused on swinging more efficiently and getting my body right. Not stronger. Like, I'm not trying to be Bryson out there, but I'm trying to maintain my strength throughout the season, not to get hurt, not to, make any manipulations in my swing when I get tired. But those two combined, it really did help me gain my distance compared to last year.
So are you content now with how far you're hitting it, or is this something you're going to continue to chase?
Probably something I'm gonna continue to chase, because I feel like, you know, you have the advantage out there, and for me to hit it pretty far and pretty straight, it's definitely makes the game a little bit easier sometimes.
Heading to the Bermuda Championship, Ludwig Aberg of Texas Tech in the field. Aberg just wrapped up his fall season 2 weeks ago. He's one of the top candidates for the Haskins Award, and he's thrilled to get a chance to tee it up with the pros and put that great college experience to work.
It's done everything. Like, we don't get golf courses this tough back home in Europe. Obviously playing really tough golf courses, Oakmont, to name a few. I mean, you get used to playing greens rolling 14, tough pins out in the corners, and kind of manage yourself and your game. So it's been a lot of good experiences playing here in the United States that I don't really get back home. Obviously playing like Bermuda grass, playing bent grass, playing different kind of grasses, it's also a learning process. It's great. I mean, it was one of my goals of mine to try to test the waters a little bit, try to see how it is out here. Not necessarily results-based, but also kind of like see how I feel playing with, you know, PGA Tour players, playing on a PGA Tour venue, and kind of use that experience to my advantage going forward. I think just trying to see, especially in the wind, see how the PGA Tour players play in the wind, because of it being such a big factor this week, but also see how they prepare for tournaments, see how they go around with their business in practice rounds, practice outside of the tournament. So there's a bunch of things I can learn this week.
Here are some of the notables competing this week, including Patrick Reed, who is the highest-ranked player in the field, Garrick Higo, a winner during the 2020-2021 Super Season, and Matt Fitzpatrick, who built on a Ryder Cup showing to win the Andalusia Masters.
It meant a lot, given how the Ryder Cup was from an individual standpoint. I played really well all week, and I obviously, you know, incredibly disappointed not to come away with any points, and particularly in the singles, playing against Dan, we both played fantastic. So. Yeah, that was disappointing to take, to be honest. But kind of at the same time, I was like, well, you know, playing well, going into the next few weeks, hopefully have some good results, and yeah, to win the first week out after was special.
Did the week at the Ryder Cup ignite a little bit of fire in your belly, just how you played, and then going forward, just want to kind of wash away some maybe bad taste? Definitely,
yeah, definitely. You know, I wanted to sort of prove to myself that, you know, that wasn't going to set me back, and like I say, I knew that I really felt like my game was sort of trending in the right direction from, you know, even since the playoffs. We kind of changed a few things. It felt better. It wasn't really showing better, and then it sort of clicked a bit at the Ryder Cup, and then obviously clicked again last week or so.